recent successes in the war against Ashen Fell, it's already starting to feel like peace. Structures are being built, the crops are thriving, and game is plentiful. We are currently enjoying a period of unprecedented abundance. So much so that one can now walk through our own territory without fear of being slashed. Oh shit!
Don't take my phone, brilliant.
Go on, man.
Shit, that was close. Could add that to the 9 lives of Jampad. Yeah, you heard. I'm still 0 for 0, and I aim to keep it that way. Well, you know, the death part at least, you know. Hope I actually kill someone. It'd be useful. That'd be nice. No, but in fairness to Ashenfell, the war does still rage on, and whenever we do trade missions on the other side of their territory, we do still have to bolt through as quickly as we can. However, something that we found is non-conducive to a fast pace is when one of our party gets stuck beneath the ground.
Come patch up.
Where'd he go? Where's he
dig
gone?
here. Dig this one. Has anyone else got shovels?
No.
Oh, what the
Also, occasionally we have to stop and stare at guilds with ridiculous names. Really, I was exaggerating earlier when I was saying that it's already starting to feel like peace. The truth is, we're only at the end of the beginning. There has, however, been multiple battles almost exclusively in our favour, none of which I've been present for, but you'll just have to take my word for it. The main thing that has changed is we are no longer on the defensive. Almost all the battles we've fought have been on Ashenfell soil, and this is in part due to some of the political changes in the region. First of all, ever since we raided Danelaw and the Hidden Hill Tribe, we have not seen any sign of them. Our understanding is they either quit the game or went and joined Ashenfell proper. Essentially, their sphere of influence on our island is now considered moot. There are still claims in those regions, and subsequently there is still a fortress there, but really it's only used as an outpost by Ashenfell raiders, but their presence as an actual force on our island is completely gone. We no longer have any enemies on our immediate doorstep. Our capacity to go on the offensive has swollen. Recently there was a unification of Bulwark and Lemuria into the Crusader states, so we're now an organised united front against Ashenfell. That's about it in terms of major updates. There's a few minor things and a few things that are still in flux, but we'll get back to those another time. One thing I was not exaggerating about though was it was going really well for us at the time. So much so that we even felt strong enough to help our allies with some of their other enemies on their peripherals. See, down south, there was this other clan called Jerusalem. Yeah, another clan called Jerusalem, who were allied with another clan called the South Slavs, who were allied with Ashenfell, I think. And the South Slavs had made incursions alongside Jerusalem into Lemuria. Raids and the such, I think. Such is my understanding. So, we being good allies decided to go and make a preemptive strike against Jerusalem. Because they'd been mean to our allies. Also, they're called Jerusalem. So screw them. We actually scouted them out a few days before Judgment Hour. We walked in there and actually spoke to them. We found out that a huge part of their wall was basically missing, so we thought during Judgment Hour we'll just walk down there, lay down the smack on them, give them a good smack on the bottom, and then we'll sue for peace and force them out of the war. And this is what followed. Okay, so credit where it's due, they gave us a good smack on the bottom. We cut down their trees, but to be honest, we made no discernible damage against them, and Jerusalem, after this, was still very much in the war. However, we still had about an hour and a half left in Judgment Hour, so we proceeded north into the heartlands of Ashenfell. While we've been floundering outside the walls of Jerusalem, the other Jerusalem that is, Lemuria had taken 20 or 30 men into the north and been kicking the shit out of Ashenfell. So we brought what was left of our forces up north to capitalise on the victory. There was more travelling than fighting. We had a brief dust-up outside Bastion, but nothing to write home about. Then all of our forces joined up nearby and we were assembling an army because apparently Ashenfell were assembling in the north. We were grouping up around Bastion where we'd just come from, and allegedly they were moving towards us in force. So we prepared ourselves for a great field battle. I wish I could show you a field battle, but none took place. In fact, it's pure luck that I even have this footage shortly before, because you see, just as about 20 or 30 Ashenfell entered our server node, the server node decided to kick out the majority of our army. Almost the entirety of our infantry and a good half of our cavalry were booted out the game, and in hindsight we probably should have stayed out the game. When I logged back in, my shadowplay had given up, but I did manage to get these screenshots. After we logged back in, what proceeded was an unadulterated massacre of CS forces. I can't speak for Bulwark or Lemurian losses or just CS at large, but as for Jerusalem, it was me and 2 knights got away, so it was 3 of about 10 to 15 that we had there that got away. Seems my luck continues to hold. So yeah, pretty black day for CS. We recovered pretty quickly though. I mean, the worst we lost was armor. Most of the guys logging back in, they didn't lose any skills because of the nature of their death, so I mean, it could have been worse. It was more annoying than anything. But there you go. That was a Wednesday, and the war persisted. It was on the Friday, Ashenfell decided to go on the offensive again. It was Judgment Hour, we were sitting in our castle waiting for reports of enemy movements, and suddenly we were told that there were Ashenfell inside Mikkelgard's walls. So we hastily scrambled together a relief force and made our way south.
Look, there's enemies here.
Let's go, come on.
Outside of the gate.
This way.
Fucking
I'm
Kill him,
sorry, Scott.
kill him.
I'm
Enemy Lancer on the walls on the south side, on the outer walls.
He's going up on the walls again.
Yeah, there's one out here, chasing.
This,
Grim, go move!
this is not a good idea to be using cap. Never mind. Block him.
Kill him.
They're retreating up onto the wall.
yeah, we killed those 2.
Got it.
Check on these walls. I need the north. Open now. Quick.
Sorry, I can't.
Yeah, it's open. Let's go. We're going to open up the next gate. Let's go. Open those gates up.
Open the south gate.
Scott, open the south.
Open that
Go.
gate.
You can go this way.
He's trying to jump over the wall.
North
Ed.
wall now.
They're running for it.
Tower there. 8.
Yeah, watch it. They...
Yeah, we got guys coming.
Where
Alright,
they?
8 for 6. Northwest corner open now.
Run,
I'm coming.
run. Inside the enemy.
Call out the gates. Leading
To
open.
come down there.
Five your thing.
I can open north side
Yeah.
gate if anyone's on
We need the
north
inner
side.
western gates opened. Some of us
I've
trapped
got-
here.
North side is clear.
We need this inner western gate opened. Now.
It's open.
It's not.
Now it is.
It's not. We're about to get murdered if somebody doesn't open this.
Alright, 5. Alright, 5 in on right.
There is a 5 Ashenfell about to press us against the wall and kill us. Somebody has got to get this gate open.
Coming, mate, coming.
You're on the southwest corner?
Yeah, it's open. Get through. Get through.
Let me know
Get
when
through.
you're and I'll shut it.
Lock it. Lock it. Lock it now.
That's Ashenfell.
Fucking hell. 9 lives. Right, so get this other gate open.
Open up that gate, Liam. Right here. I died here, start getting re-equipped. Jerusalem's, re-equip at the Armory of Jerusalem. Fucking inviting people right now.
How the fuck did they get in the inner keep, guys?
Is the inner game secure?
Just get through.
Okay.
I'll close it.
As soon, close the inner
Closing the south gate, closing the south gate.
Kill him now.
Fight.
Yep, I'll get open the south gate.
Okay.
He's trying to escape on the wall.
In.
Gosh, I'm just getting back. Am I getting
Don't relog, do not relog.
Kill him. Kill him. Kill him.
You're coming now. Woden.
Coming with you.
I am literally bleeding out of every part of my body. How am I not dead? I didn't think you could get PTSD from a game unless you were a feminist. I did from that. Regardless, at the time, I proceeded home with the remainder of my limbs and all the other members who were too wounded to fight, to sit out the rest of Judgment Hour, and I was given some time to reflect. At the time, about a week before, we thought Ashenfell were all but finished, and the raid on Micklegard had proven that wrong. And you see, part of the reason we thought that was because the leader of Ashenfell and the leader of their PvP had stepped down, so they were being ruled by a sort of high council, and we thought this would hurt them, this would make them a lot more feeble, and that Judgment Hour proved that Ashenfell still had some very sharp teeth. So I cantered home, still naught for naught. Nevertheless, still plenty of time for me to break my duck either way. We'll see.